Hello everyone, welcome back to Lucy's Legacy Closet. So today we're going to continue with our measurements, and like I promised you, I'm going to show you how you can measure yourself, how you can take your complete body measurement when you don't have assistance. Okay, so we're going to begin with the shoulder measurement. So to take your shoulder measurement, you take the tape over your shoulder like so and place it on your shoulder blade, the two ends of your shoulder. Like I said in the first video, there are two bones that are sticking out on your shoulder blade, and you detect where those bones are. That is exactly where you place your tape, the beginning and the end of your tape. Okay, so for me here now, I can see that my shoulder measurement is 16 inches. Now after taking your shoulder measurement, we're going to go over to the rest of the measurements. So we're going to start with the vertical measurement, and then we go over to the horizontal measurement. For the vertical measurement, I'll start from my bust point, which is from shoulder to nipple. Okay, and my bust point here is 10 inches. From the bust point, I go to the underbust measurement. Just ensure that you're standing straight. Now the underbust measurement is this, which is 14 inches. Okay, then from the underbust measurement, still holding it at the shoulder, that's shoulder to underbust. So to get the half length measurement, which is around the waist region from the shoulder, it's usually 3 to 4 inches below the underbust measurement. But it all depends on the style that you're making also, because sometimes you may want to make a dress whose half length is a little bit above the navel or exactly on the belly button. So that depends on where you will take your half length. So now my basic half length is usually 19 inches. Okay, this is my half length measurement, and then from the half length measurement you go down to your blouse length measurement. So still standing straight, you're taking your tape downward to the area where you have your hip circumference. That is where you have your B length measurement. Okay, now the B length measurement also depends on how long you want the length of the blouse to be. If it's a crop top you want to make, or a hanging blouse, it will definitely not get to this point. Okay, so what I have here for my B length measurement is 25 inches. So this B length can range from 21, 22, 23, 24, and so, depending on how long you want your blouse length to be. Okay, so now I go over to the horizontal measurements. Here I'm going to measure my bust circumference, okay, which is my round bust. Now if you're taking this measurement, you ensure that your tape goes round the widest region of your bust, and also ensure that it's the exact measurement, not too tight and not too loose, but such that your tape can go around it smoothly. Now after the bust measurement, you go over to the round underbust measurement. Remember the first one, we called it underbust measurements, which is the vertical measurement from shoulder to underbust, but this time around is round underbust because we are going round the underbust. Now this round underbust measurement is the area directly under the bust. That's what you call the round underbust measurement. Do not mistake it for your waist measurement, because that region is usually a little bit smaller than the actual waist measurement. That's why it's good to take note of it, and especially when you're making a bustier pattern, you definitely need this measurement. So my underbust, round underbust measurement is 32 inches, and then I go over to the waist measurement. Now my waist measurement here is the area that's, like I said before, is the area of the half length, that I said is between 3 to 4 inches below the underbust. Now if you're not so sure about the waist measurement and you want to ensure that this is actually the person's waist, you can ask the client to tilt to one end, and that area that you have a depression is where your waist measurement should be. So now my waist measurement now is 34 inches. Now from here I go over to my hip measurement. So my hip measurement here now is 45 inches. Now if you're measuring your hip, you ensure that your tape slides through up and down so that you don't have any stoppage. Okay, the widest area of your hip circumference is actually your hip measurement. That is this for your basic bodies up to the hip area. So now we are going to see how you can stand and take your gown length measurement. Now I want to make a dress, and it's a full dress, okay? Maybe a 6 pieces dress or a boo-boo dress or whatever dress it is, but let it be a full dress. And I want to take my measurement myself because I don't have anybody to do it. Now if I place my tape on my shoulder, holding it with one finger, I go over with the other one, making sure that the tape goes over the bust like this. And when I get to my thigh region, okay, where of course my hand can reach, I hold it like so, and then I come down because I don't want to hold it like this and be bending. So ensuring that it's straight like this, I can now, holding it here, I can now bend. Okay, now as I'm bending, my legs are straight, my legs are not bending as well. So this is just to make sure that I don't alter the measurements. So I bend like this. So we can see what I have here is 60 inches, and this 60 inches is more like my straight dress measurement. So if I want to make a flare dress, you know, that is not straight, that I want to sweep the floor, or I just want it to touch the ground, so that if I'm wearing a heel, it can come up a little bit, I'll add an extra 2 to 3 inches like I said in the other video. Okay, so that is it for my full dress measurement. Now if I'm taking my skirt measurement, the same way I will place it on my waist area. Wherever it is that I pull my skirt is where I will place the tape. You know, I told you in the other video that when I'm taking a skirt measurement, I told you how to take note of the full length, the above the knee measurement, and the knee measurements, and then the 3 measurements of the skirt, just like you take the 3 measurements of your dress. So now for me to measure the skirt for myself, I place my hand on the tape like this, and then I go over it like so, ensuring that my body is not bending with the tape. And then this way I can take as many measurements as I want. So you can see here that my full length for my ankle length for the skirt is also 40, and then I can add 2 to 3 inches if it's a flare skirt, as I like. Thank you very much. I hope this video was helpful. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already subscribed. Also click your notification bell so that whenever I upload videos, you'll be the first to be notified. Thank you, and see you in the next class.